Hey guys, Alex here, and I just really wanted to talk. I know that's weird. Is that weird? That shouldn't be weird. But not just me talking to you, but I get so many messages from people who just actually send me stuff saying like, I was going through a really rough spot in my life, and insert huge backstory here. And your videos now have helped me get to a better point, and I'm always like, oh, that's great, that's awesome. I can only hope that things like that can turn around for you guys, but I really wish I could have been there sooner. I wish I could have been there to talk to people sooner. And I do. I make my best effort to talk to people all the time. I love talking to you guys. Honestly, that's why I love live streaming so much. I was honestly like worried about doing live streaming because I see it more like something that other YouTubers kind of utilize it like, where they mostly, I don't say generally, YouTubers mostly want to be seen like the celebrity on their channel. They want to be the big pop icon. You go there for, them doing whatever the new thing is. And I never wanted that, I basically treat YouTube like a free external hard drive. I make what I make because I just love doing it, and I honestly was making it for a long time, this kind of stuff, and not uploading it to YouTube. I was convinced by my friends to do it the first time I did it, and then the second time I was just doing it by myself. And story I'm probably going to share with you guys today. I should just get it over with, just something that I should have told you guys a long time ago. It's not really important, I guess, but it is. I don't know, I'm not gonna jump around anymore. But anyway, so basically, YouTuber, I never wanted to be looked at like a celebrity. I wanted to be, if anything, a friend for somebody who needs it. And obviously, somebody who's being a total weirdo goofball playing video games on the internet is not like the most ideal friend, right? Because generally these YouTubers out there don't respond or talk to anybody. And I spend a lot of time talking with you guys. I read every single comment except the ones that reply. For some reason those get lost in the algorithm. It's not my fault. I would if I could. But that's where I'm at. So I mean, I spend so much time talking to you guys. I really do care. I know that's hard to believe because not only do YouTubers mostly not respond to you, they normally don't care at all because they're just there for the money and they just want you to filter them up for views, smash that like button and all. And I never do that, and I hope that came across. But still, what I want to do is basically start a, I don't know how long it's going to go on. I don't want to even say series, but a short series or collection. It's basically going to be up to you guys whether you want more of these or not. Group of videos where I basically just read some comments from you guys and I just talk to you. I'll just talk directly to you. Like, I know I'm no psychologist or psychiatrist or anything, and seriously, if anybody actually has any issues, please don't go to me for that. But I want to talk to you guys in a sense that, people just sometimes need to get something off their chest if something's really bothering them, or, like they really just need to talk to somebody. And, there's a lot of good I think that can come from this, of actually just talking to you guys, because I'm going to share something first, like I said earlier, to try and not get this going, because I don't want to intentionally dig for things like this. I want to do this kind of a video to help you guys, where we basically just talk about these things. And what I'm kind of envisioning is you guys will hopefully be able to, like, tell me these kind of things early so I can, like, talk to you guys about it, or anything, really, anything. And we'll just kind of talk. I'll just go through the comments of, like, whatever the past video is, kind of like an Ask Hamster style, if you remember me doing those videos. And I just want to talk to you guys, seriously. It's nothing that I want to, have any jokes going about, because there's a lot of people who have, like, some really serious things happening to them, and you would never know because you don't know who you're talking with down there. I mean, it's just a bunch of it's a picture of whatever they happen to like on the internet, and then some strange name that is nothing human like, and that's all you get. That's what you are. It's not like a group of people where, like a friend relationship where you actually know this person well. So that's where I think this can help some people, because a lot of people are worried of saying, talking about some really deep things, and I've had things that I wish I could have spoken to other people about, but I was just too nervous to. And I kind of hope that this disconnect you've got, it's advantageous to you in the extent that you know me. Hopefully you would trust my input, at least my advice, to talk to you guys, at least for a bit, because hopefully you feel like I would be that friend character to you. Not character as in like role playing, but seriously, like I want to be. Of course I can't be for everybody, but you know, I do my best. But not just for that, but since there is that disconnect and I'm over here, it's not like I'm gonna go, you know, tattle on you or anything if there's anything that fell into that realm. I'm not gonna, you know, tell your parents or something. I don't know your other friends. I'm not gonna like humiliate you or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's just you and me and anybody else who wants to help you out too, and just talk. You know, I'm hoping that's what this can do. I think this can do a lot of good for people. I didn't really name it or anything like that either, because I don't want this to be something for views, you know? I never really do that ever. I don't really make things for views. I do it because I want to do it. And this is something I just want to do. I think that a lot of good can come from this, because like I said, I mean, there's a lot of people who will send me those kind of messages, and it's always after the fact, after they felt better after seeing, you know, some videos and like, you know, just getting some time to just calm down. And sometimes time's the best thing that solves a lot of crap that life throws you. And good thing to just stall for time, you know, because the brain is a series of chemical reactions. It's just how it works. It's weird. Might get into it later, but that's something that, you know, YouTube videos do help, you know? I mean, just keeping your mind off things. But of course, keeping your mind off of things doesn't solve everything. And sometimes you really need to address things right away or find like a good solution. So this community is really, it shouldn't just be between me and you. I mean, it's this community of online people. Like there's websites where you can anonymously talk to people and get advice and just say stuff, you know, and you just want to have a reaction from it. Not in a troll sense, obviously. Those kind of comments aren't going to come through here, but people who actually like want advice or need help and are in rough spots. That's what this is for. So if anybody wants to be, you know, has something they want to say. I don't want to say wants to be in the next video because that's not the point. If anybody really has something they want to say, the comments are yours, guys. So this is basically my opening for this series that I want to do. And of course, I have nothing to go on in terms of content other than digging up old comments, which I don't want to do that. I don't want, it's not fair for people who didn't know that they were going to be like kind of broadcast like that, right? It's not really broadcasting, but you know what I mean. It's not fair to them. So instead, I was going to talk first, just because there's a few things that are like going wrong, I guess. I mean, I got the new job. The job's great. That's helpful. But I mean, things are just going wrong around the house, and like that's where all the money's got to go. I mean, stuff like that stinks, but there's other things that are just like really worrying me right now. Just to back up a little bit, if you guys don't know, I originally did YouTube under the name Ocarina Hero 10. This is a long time ago. I was in high school, and early high school, and I made some really bad, embarrassing, stupid videos, video game stuff. They're still fun. I made it because I love doing it. And these are one of the videos that people told me to do. You know, like, just put them on YouTube. I said, all right, fine. And the channel did really well until eventually it got filled with haters. Seriously, like, people didn't really get the jokes that I was actually like picking on the games in a way that I enjoyed them. It's not at all like this, but say in like an escapist kind of way, and not like the role. I'm talking like the YouTuber, zero punctuation, or like the angry video game nerd kind of style. Like, if you talked to those people off camera, they'd probably be like, oh yeah, it wasn't that bad, you know, or something like that. Or I actually really enjoyed it, but it was like, it's the joke of it, right? And they didn't get it. They didn't get it, so that's my fault, I guess. But it's also the fact that the community wasn't built yet. You know, it was an early thing. And after making some Zelda videos, oh my goodness, the trolls were hammering hard, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I just stopped posting anything. I just stopped logging in. I was like, no, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. My excuse to myself was that YouTube, though it did, was just bought out by Google, and my account was kind of like frozen. It was really hard to get into. I could get back into it. I mean, after like 20 minutes of fighting years later, I got in fine. So that was just an excuse I told myself. But years went by of me not doing it, and I just felt miserable. Like, that's all I wanted to do, and it didn't matter what anybody said. You know, I'm gonna do it anyway, and that's, for the most part, it's sort of how I came back here, but there was more than that to it. Like, I really needed to be kicked in the butt in order to do it, and I was basically doing a lot of, like, shiny Pokemon hunts and stuff like that, and I filmed everything with the full intention of putting them back on YouTube, but I didn't know what I was waiting for. I was just like, I'll do it eventually. It was one of those things, like, I'll do it eventually. The same thing like I did with my first channel. I was like, I'll do it. I just didn't really care. And so I get to the point where I've got a bunch of these videos, and I'm filming them all the time. And I even felt bad, like, not spending as much time with my family. I know some of them drove me nuts. I'm at a house now, obviously, married. That's cool. But I always felt bad about that. Like, you know, what I did was such an isolated thing, and if I was gonna yell and scream at a camera, then I had to stay with doors shut, and, you know, that was all. So I always felt bad about that, and I felt especially bad about, you know, not, you know, doing much with the dogs. We had two at the time. One was a husky. Her name's Crystal, and we've had her for a long time. She is 15 now. She's really old. We're going to talk about her in a bit. She's mainly who I was going to get to, but the other one was Coda, and she was a Samoyed, big white fluffy fluff ball. She was adorable. She was great. And she was 3. And I absolutely adored her. She was the best. Like, whenever, you know, I was upset or anything, I was having a bad day, which actually happened a lot, I would basically just go to her, and it didn't matter, you know. Dogs don't care, you know. They're just like, they just want to have fun. They just want to cheer you up, you know, and they can tell when you're upset too. So in a way, I mean, at the time, she was kind of my best friend. I love that dog. Obviously, I'm using past tense, so you can probably tell where I'm going with this. We didn't really know how it happened, actually, at the time. We actually thought it was something unrelated that somebody else caused, but fortunately that wasn't the case. She had a thyroid problem that we didn't really know about that was a lot worse than we thought. And because of that, and a surgery that she had to have on her leg after, I guess it inadvertently was somebody else's fault. Some landscapers, like, were supposed to, like, fill something in our yard, and they didn't do it. And she was running up and down the yard and tripped and fell in this hole and really hurt her leg, needed surgery. Well, after the surgery, because of her thyroid problem, it developed a blood clot. And that blood clot came loose, went into her heart, and she died at 3. She was fine otherwise. She was perfectly healthy. I mean, her leg was hurt, but she was fine. She was bouncing around and running all it. She was fine. And that killed me, you know. That was awful. And I remember that day, because it was horrible. Why I felt so bad was I spent that whole day she died before upstairs in my room recording. I can even tell you what video I was recording. I did that morning. I filmed, I chained shiny Pokemon, shiny Lombre. Took me a while. Got it in the morning. Next video I did later, which took forever. I did a how to chain tutorial in the 4th generation. Huge video. In between the two, I went down for some food. That was it. I heated up some leftover pizza. And I remember I only let her lick the plate. I mean, she's not supposed to have that. She would get sick anyway, but that's all I saw of her that day. And I was home the whole day. And I just thought, like, that's not right. You know, like, I feel like I could have been there more, you know. I don't know, like, it's just terrible, you know. It's terrible. And it was my fault, you know, that, well, it wasn't my fault that she was gone, but I went away. That was her, you know. If you remember my old videos where there was a picture in the background of a dog. That's her. After she went, I made like a mosaic style thing of all the pictures we had of her, and it made this, you know, big larger picture of her, and we had them framed. Yeah, it was in my room. It's where you guys saw it, and everyone always asked about it, and I was like, I'm not getting into it now. And after that happened, I was like, what do I do? I had to get away somehow, you know, because the only way to solve something like that is time, you know, because it's not going to get better, you know. And of course the problem, I didn't want to play games for weeks. But eventually I found out that was the way back out of it, you know, because I am a lunatic. I love, you know, acting like a total freak, you know, on camera. I love just being a total weirdo, and I had to film some more. And I finally started sitting down and editing some of those videos, and started publishing them. And just because I couldn't think of a name, I used the same name that Kim and John and I used for our comics that we were working on for those missing years between Ocarina Hero and now, and just called it HamsterBomb. Now, I came up with the name for the comics too. It's not like I stole it from them, but yeah, I made the logo and everything, and it was just like, I already got it, and that was it. I was like, I'll just use this like I'm uploading stuff that I would have made anyway, and it's just stuff to help me just stop thinking about Coda and everything else, you know. I gotta get away from this, and to an extent, eventually, it helped, you know, but at the same time, it's just, I obviously, clearly, I can't even, like, think about her anymore without feeling horrible, because I loved that dog, you know. And since then, my parents, well, the breeder, actually, who we got Coda from, she heard about this, and she was all upset, too, for us, and she said that she was actually going to bump us up to the top of the list in order to get another one, which is a big deal with Samoyeds, especially in our area. They're really hard to come by, I mean, which was nice of her, but at the same time, we were like, we just raised this puppy, and we don't really want to, you know, I don't know. I mean, we wanted another dog because we were like, this is miserable. I don't know. You don't know what it's like, you know, with them not being there. You know, you care about them so much, but you don't spend time with them. That's what hurt me so much, because I was like, I cared about them so much. Her. I mean, each day before I left, she had this spot where she could see out the window, see cars coming. She always barked her head off, of course, when she saw some, but I always sat down next to her, just stayed there for 5 minutes every day. And I just can't even think about her anymore without, you know. So eventually I was okay. We did get another puppy. Like really soon after that, like 3 weeks later, we had another puppy. And her name's Micah. I think you've seen Micah sometimes on here. She's also a Samoyed. She was actually the runt of her group. Turned out she was being sent around to this lady who was like keeping all these dogs like in real tiny cages, and she got her own like debarked and like multiple times, and it was really sad living conditions, and it was awful. So we almost felt like we really did. We felt like we were rescuing Micah from that place, because she was one who like wanted to buy the dog and then sell it back to us at like a ridiculous price, and she did, of course, which was horrible, but whatever. We love Micah. She's adorable. She's great. Her bark's a heck of a lot louder. But yeah, she's great. She's now actually 3 herself. So you know, it's sometimes in my head they become the same dog, but I still know Coda, you know. So I could go on, but I clearly can't. I don't want to. I want to move on a bit to what I was trying to get to now. Like I said, the other dog, it was 15. Great, this is hard. Well, I guess if I can't, I gotta be able to do it if you guys can, so. Well, anyway, the other dog, geez, and I'm not even at the house anymore. This is my parents' house, obviously. This year, Kim and I were able to, we just got married and got to this place, and we don't have any dogs. Kim's actually allergic, so we're probably not going to. We're probably gonna get fish. We'll see more of that later. Some pretty cool stuff, maybe. But, the dogs are both over at the other house. And Micah, playful dog, she loves playing. She gets so excited when I show up at the house because she doesn't understand that now everybody left. You know, my brother and my sister, they're now dorming at college. They're not at home anymore, and my parents are there with the dogs, and dogs don't understand. You know, they're like, why aren't they playing with us anymore? But Crystal, though, the husky, since she's getting much older, she doesn't really want to play as much anymore. And she loved playing with Coda. She played with Coda all the time. It was adorable. But she won't play with Mike at all. And it's just sad because I don't know if she thinks that we replaced her or something. Because, I mean, it wasn't our choice to get another dog so quickly. And the same breed, too. It was just, that's just what happened because of the breeder. But it was weird having her for a while, but eventually we you know, they're different. Of course, dogs have totally different personalities. It's like adopting a child, you know. So Micah, of course, wants to play all the time, and it's sad because Crystal won't do it. And now the problem is Crystal is we always thought that because she was such a wild dog. I wouldn't recommend huskies, especially puppies. She would run rampant through the house and run around the yard. She was a lunatic. And she hurt her leg real bad. Her back right. And she had to get, I think, 2 surgeries to help correct her leg so she could walk on it again. And she was fine for a long time. Until this year, she wasn't doing so great. She couldn't really hold herself up on tile. And we thought, okay, well, it's probably, she's old and it's the leg, you know. We always kept saying it was, you know, it's the leg. She had that surgery. Something's probably just not right? Well, turns out that wasn't it. She started slipping on the tile. We were worried, but like she was old too. We always had a reason, and you know, we thought that was it. I mean, why would you not think that? It turns out now, and we just found this out, that that's not it. Apparently, she's got some disease where she's slowly losing control of her body, starting from her toes, basically, up through her waist, and it's moving up. And now we found out because she can't even walk. She can't use her back legs anymore. She can move them, but she certainly can't lift herself with them. And we're really nervous about what's going to happen now because, I mean, she wears a strap now. We got to walk her around with it, and it's sad because she doesn't understand. She thinks, she's like, oh, cool, I can walk again. And she's like walking around like, oh, yeah. And she will even like try and take off running outside. She sees something. We're like, oh, stop. And she'll just go because she thinks, because she's sending the signals, you know, to her legs, her back legs, and she doesn't see them. She thinks she's running. And she thinks she can get up and stand and do whatever she wants. She doesn't understand she can't. And the new vet she just got had this happen to a couple of her dogs, and she had to put him down because once it works up to the bladder area where the dog's obviously going to be going to the bathroom, can't control themselves anymore, she'll just start going on the carpet. And it's not just like that's a problem. Of course it is, but sure, you could put like a diaper on them, but the thing is the dog feels wrong and humiliated all the time just because they know they did something bad, but they couldn't have helped it. You know, they couldn't stop themselves. And for that to happen multiple times every day, that's when the vet said, you're going to have to let her go at that point. And I don't know how to, I don't know. That's horrible. I don't know. I mean, losing one just from a disease is one thing, but losing one because Do you have to do it? You know, it's awful, but I just wish that she would just go naturally, you know? And, I don't know. You can't do anything. She's 15. But she thinks she's fine. That's the worst part. You know, if, Grandma and Grandpa were in that situation, you wouldn't do that to them. But at the same time, Grandma and Grandpa wouldn't have that same feeling of dread when, they couldn't help from doing something that, they couldn't help from going to the bathroom, and, it's gonna happen soon, and, yeah, I don't know, man, sorry, I'm losing it here, but, this is hard, but I had to talk about it, I haven't talked about it yet, not even to Kim, and, I grew up with that dog, It's just hard. I don't know. I just do what I can, Whenever I get a chance, someone says, hey, I need help doing this, I'm like, alright, go over to their house, do whatever I need. Someone needs help around the house, I'll spend time working on that, do whatever I gotta do, but just whatever I can to stay away, which isn't the right thing. I don't know what's the right thing. Which really guess is why we're talking about it, And, I figure, if I'm in a situation like this, I know there's so many of you guys who are too, and, I'd rather be in this situation where I could talk to somebody and help you, because I need help too, we all do. So, I guess that's it. I mean, I'm sorry I probably ruined your day with that, but basically, I mean, the rest of these videos of us continuing this kind of thing would be sort of the same sort of thing. I'd be able to go through the comments and talk with you guys, but it's only if you're up for it, right? And if you guys, eventually don't want this kind of thing, sure, we'll get rid of it immediately. I don't care. Like I said, this is in no means for views or attention or anything like that. That's disgusting if people would do something like that. This is for you, okay? And I want to be able to be there for people who need it. And just go back to what I was doing with YouTube originally. When things get hard, it's there for me to just get away from stuff, That's what it's for. We all have things like that, video games, comics, movies, TV. It's an escapist thing, and it's just what it's for. But sometimes you need more than that, and that's why we're here. So, anyway, that's all the time I have for you guys for now. If you guys have something you really want to get off your chest, something I'll be able to read through. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. There's probably going to be a lot, so if you can imagine, there's a lot of comments below. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to everybody. I know everyone deserves to be heard, so at the very least, it's really going to help out other people. I can't be the only one to do this kind of thing, so please read through the other people down below. I'm sure they would appreciate it. I'm sure they would really like, to have somebody at least listen, and say something. Even if it's, that sounds terrible, but I hope it gets better, Sometimes that's all it means. To know that somebody listened to you, and you feel a little better. A little bit of advice, too, sometimes, when someone else was also in that situation, because, an untold amount of people have been in my situation, and I knew it was coming for years. In fact, I remember looking at that dog and thinking, I check, is she breathing? Is she breathing? And it was horrible. Is she okay? Okay, she's okay. And it's hard, but I've been ready for too long, and I don't know. I thought I was ready. I thought I was. I didn't think I was this upset about it, but like I said, I wasn't talking about it, which makes it worse. Apparently, it makes it worse. So, at the very least, you guys can just say whatever in the comments. Just talk to each other, you know. This is a community of people for each other. This isn't something where I'm the celebrity. That's not it. I am no celebrity. I am here to be a friend to people who need it, who want it, because I did not come to YouTube, and I still have no intention of being here for the sole purpose of being popular and being a celebrity and making money. No, I do what I do because I love what I do, and I love what I do for a multitude of reasons, but one of those reasons is because I just need to get away sometimes, you know, and we all do. So, I don't want to keep you here forever. Thank you guys so much for sticking through me, at least listening to me through that. And, you know, either way, I'm going to read through the comments below what you have for next time. I'm not going to guarantee when we're going to have something for next time, but it's going to be whenever I feel like I'm ready, you know, to talk some more, or whenever it seems like it's urgent, or I'll talk with you guys. We'll see. But either way, till then, I hope everything's going okay with you guys. I mean, I really, honestly, wasn't this torn up about it. I knew it was coming, but like I said, it's just something you just had to say. So, either way, that is all the time I have for now. Thank you guys for joining me and listening to me. And I encourage you all, once again, to read through everybody else's comments in the description. Be there for them as you were for me. And I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.